semester GPA. So if you opt to do pass no credit for all of your courses, you will not have a semester GPA. What will be reflected is what you have obtained in the past. So if last semester you had a 3.0 and you decided to do pass no credit for all of your courses this semester, it will still show that 3.0. Okay? If you decide to do a pass no credit for just one of your classes, which is your option to do so for 1 or 2 year classes, the other classes that you decided to keep the grades for, your GPA will be calculated based on those grades that you decided not to do pass no credit for. It's helpful just to see how a pass no credit will affect you. Googling a Rutgers GPA calculator, or even going online to Google a different type of GPA calculator will benefit you. So just putting in, if you say you got an A, you got a B, and then you decide to get no credit for one class, just seeing how your GPA will fluctuate is what you should consider to do before you decide to move forward with it. Okay, so you are able to request a pass no credit through your My Rutgers portal. So when you log into your My Rutgers portal starting tomorrow, December 15th, under My Grades, you'll see the option to request a pass no credit. We are asking all students to wait until after all of your grades are available before you decide to do a pass no credit. And again, we're asking that you do that so you can see how all your grades are reflected and see how it would affect you. So you don't want to decide to take it too early and come to find out, you actually got an A in a class instead of a B, and the A would have dramatically helped your GPA. And once you submit for a pass no credit, it cannot be taken back. That's really important. So once you submit, it's final. So whatever grade that the professor submits, that's what it will be. The deadline to request a pass no credit is going to be January 12th by 11:59 p.m. Okay? So again, I mentioned do not go in too early to request it. Wait until you have all your grades. Consider all the factors that will count in your decision, and take your time before doing this, because once you do it, you can't take it back. So you have 4 weeks you have to make this decision. The faculty and instructors do not have any bearing on pass no credit. They're still going to give you your A, B, or C for the class and what you achieved. Only the staff on the academic advising side, we work with the pass no credit. So your faculty, they kind of don't have any understanding of what's going on. They may have understanding, but they have no ability to change it to a pass no credit for you. That is something that you have to request for yourself. They have no bearing on the pass no credit. They're still going to give you your A, B, C, or failing for the course. Okay? Okay. Again, when just considering other factors before you do the pass no credit, consider your financial aid, how that may affect you, standard of academic progress. If you needed to, for instance, have 80% of your courses complete with a certain grade based on an agreement you have with financial aid, you still have to adhere to that. If you're on scholarship and they're asking that you maintain a 2.5 or a 3.0 GPA, and say you're not quite there, if you haven't attained that, then you would be out of terms with your scholarship. So that's one thing to consider as well. And again, the application, once you submit, is final. Take your time in making your decision. All right, so we're going to open it up for questions. I know Dean Castillo is busy in the chat box. Let me open up my screen so I can also see. And I'll start taking questions from the floor. So someone can start. You can unmute yourself, or you can use the raise your hand function, and I'll call on you to answer any questions you have regarding the pass no credit. Eric Mung.
Good morning, Daniel. Thank you so much. quick question. Would we have access to that PowerPoint slide you just presented?
Yes, after today's, this is the last workshop. I'm going to be emailing out to all students, so you'll have it.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much.
No problem. Anyone else want to unmute themselves to ask a question?
I just want to jump in really quick, guys. If you take nothing away from this presentation, if you take one thing away, it's wait until your grades post. Don't request pass no credit today. Don't request it tomorrow. Wait until your grades post. Even if you think that you're going to fail every class, wait until your final grade actually posts. That this is the biggest benefit that you have with pass no credit. So if you request pass no credit now, you're basically giving away the biggest benefit you have. Um, this semester is weird, as we all know, and professors change the grading scales and things like that. So I'm not saying that you might pass a class if you're failing, but until you actually see that final grade, you don't know what your grade is. All right. So please don't request pass no credit now until you see the benefit. The last thing I want for you guys to do is request pass no credit, and you end up getting a grade in the course, whether you do really well in the final, whether your professor curves everything, whether who knows what, and then you guys don't get that benefit. So that's why the deadline is so far to January. Final grades are due right around Christmas, right around the new year. So you will have plenty of time to log in, view the grade, see the impact that it has on your GPA, and make a decision about whether or not to request pass no credit for one or more of your courses. So please don't rush that decision. You have plenty of time. And as Ms. Beltran said, it's very difficult, if not impossible, to reverse the request. So you don't want to shoot yourself in the foot by taking advantage of this policy when you really don't need to be using it. So definitely wait until your grades post. I can't stress that enough.
Hi, Eric, is your hand back up or is that before? Sorry.
Oh, sorry about that. It's back up. Sorry, I have another question, if that's okay.
Sure.
So I guess just speaking about like I guess benefits and disadvantages of taking advantage of this. What ultimately are the potential drawbacks of using this option? I know that obviously that you mentioned the financial aid aspect to it, but is there anything else more on a general basis of why a student would not take this option?
Mr. Loman, you want to take this one?
Yeah, definitely. So in regards to the financial aid piece, so the generally speaking, we just encourage students to check with their financial aid advisor about it because generally speaking, it's not going to have any effect on your financial aid. If you pass the class, you get a P. You know, it's just as if you were to get the final grade. If you don't pass the class, obviously, you wouldn't get credit. So the financial aid pieces are pretty stark. But what we do ask is that you do check because if it does say that you have to have a certain GPA or something like that, or you have to earn a number, if your specific financial aid package or documentation says something, then obviously you have to comply with that. So that's why we suggest that students check with financial aid before making any changes or anything like that or requesting pass no credit. But in regards to other drawbacks, there really aren't any, to be totally honest with you. Pass no credit is designed to help students in their GPA, and that's it. There really is no negative drawback. I mean, I know a lot of students ask about potential employers down the line and graduate school programs and things like that. So the companies that we rely on to advise us and help us say that they are not viewing pass no credit any differently than if a student were to take the course and earn a final grade. As you guys all know, COVID's really affected the spring, summer, and now fall semesters. That's the same in the business world as well. So companies are having to deal with this as well. So what they're viewing it as is if you get a pass, they know you got a C or better, you pass the class. If you got a no credit, that means you either did not pass the class or basically you withdrew. They're kind of viewing the no credit as a withdrawal. It just happened later on in the semester. So they're not really going to view that negatively. So if it's going to be a benefit to you to use pass no credit, use it. From the graduate school perspective, we've talked to the RBS graduate programs, the Rutgers graduate non-business school, just the general graduate programs. We talked to a couple other our counterparts that are in the area where students generally go. So New York, Michigan, we've talked to the schools all around. They're not viewing pass no credit any differently either. A lot of schools, actually, like Columbia, for example, are not giving students even the option of pass no credit. All students are automatically enrolled in pass no credit. So they're not looking at it any differently. It's just to help students with this pandemic and these challenging times that are going on. So to answer your question, there really is no drawback whatsoever to using pass no credit as long as you check with financial aid and there's no specific language dictating that you have to have, that you can't use it basically. But otherwise, if it's going to help you, use it.
Thank you so much.
Tinka, I know you were going to speak before I took the question.
Yeah, that's okay. I just wanted to address a question that was asked about taking the final in an exam, because I know not everybody's reading the chat, but there was a student who asked if you take pass no credit, let's say you go on the 15th and you opt pass no credit, you still have to take the exam. And I just wanted to put it out there, even though I put it in the chat. If you're currently passing the class and you're taking a pass no credit, still take that exam because if you don't take the exam, that's considered a failing the exam, and that pass could quickly fall to a not passing the class. But if you're failing the class and you've been told that by the professor or your grades are indicating there's no way to pass the class and you're taking a pass no credit because you know there's no way you can pass it, I would say, no, you do not have to take that final if you're not prepared for the final and you were going to fail the final anyway. But if you think you are passing a class, absolutely take and do your best on the final, because that could be the difference between passing and failing the class. I just wanted to be as clear as possible about that. Thank you.
Yeah, pass no credit doesn't stop the semester for you. Put it like that. You still have to continue to finish. Bianca, you have your hand up?
Yes. Will our advisors be available for us from the time that our grades are posted to January 12th to book an appointment if we need more help?
Yeah, so we're actually closed the week between Christmas and New Year's. That's the only time we're closed. So we'll be available through email, and also you can go through Run for Success to see available appointment hours.
Thank you.
So yeah, just a little bit more on that. So and also too, Alexa, I love your comment about that they should put COVID semester on your transcript. Just so you guys do know, they are going to put a little key on the transcript that says what pass no credit is. So in some way, they are actually putting COVID semester to remind everybody. So I don't think we're going to forget these couple of semesters, but at the same time, there is going to be that reminder just to explain that. But in regards to appointments and things like that, that's a great question. So our appointments run through this week. And then after this week, you can still, we're still working next week. So please reach out via email. We're scheduling appointments, just not through Run for Success. But we're going to be putting time up for the first week in January, probably starting in next week. So you will be able to make appointments. But always, too, if you guys need your advisor, send them an email. They do and should and need to make appointments outside of what's their availability in Run for Success. So if you need something, go on ahead. Also, we can go on ahead and fill out a GPA calculator, send it to you. You can mess around all you want to see what your GPA is going to be and everything. So, please definitely reach out to your advisor if you need them because they are here for you. As Ms. Beltran said, we are closed the week of, so from Christmas in that next week through the new year. But so we won't be responding then, but that's okay. We'll be back that first week in January, which still gives you a week and a half to meet with your advisor and discuss pass no credit.
And I just wanted to jump in really quickly to answer James's question for everyone. James asked if there will be pass no credit for spring 21. I want to venture to say no, only because for this semester, we were told there was going to be no pass no credit, and then Rutgers announced there would be. So at this time, I think it is safe to say that you need to plan for spring 21, that there will be no pass, no credit option. But if Rutgers decides to give that to you, you'll probably find out the same time we will.
Christopher Arvazat, you have your hand up?
Yeah, I had another meeting that went a little bit over before I joined here, so I joined like 10 minutes late. Just really quickly, and I'm sorry if you've already answered this, but January 12th is the deadline?
Yes, it is.
And then if I want to contact one of you, or how would I go about contacting somebody about it?
So do you know who your academic advisor is?
Of course, yeah.
Yep, so you can either reach out to them through email, or once we put hours back up on Run for Success, you can reach out to them through there as well to make an appointment.
Awesome, thank you.
No problem.
And if it's just how do you get in touch with someone to select pass no credit, I pasted the information in the chat again, how to access pass no credit, because you can meet with your advisor at any time. We are always available to meet with our students, But if you just need to opt for pass no credit, I put the information down below in the chat, how to access the actual option.
And it opens up tomorrow, not today, tomorrow, the 15th.
But you're all going to wait until after your final exams and after your grades post and your GPA updates. So nobody go in tomorrow, please. So I do want to just give you guys one way to quickly tell whether or not you should request pass no credit. It's really, really simple. Look at what your GPA is right now. And then when your final grade posts, if that grade is higher than what your current GPA is, keep the grade. If the grade that posts is lower than what your GPA is now, request pass no credit. Regardless of what your GPA is, in order to totally maximize the benefit, if your grade for one class is higher than what your GPA is right now, you want to keep the grade. If the grade is lower than what your GPA is right now, you want to request pass no credit, so that grade does not count in your GPA. So for example, if your GPA right now is a 3.0 and you earn a C+, a C+ is worth basically a 2.75. So that's going to bring your GPA down. So you want to remove that grade. If your GPA is a 3.3 right now and you earn a B, you're going to want to request pass no credit because a B is worth 3.0. So it's going to bring your GPA down. However, if you earn a B+, which is worth a 3.5, you want to keep that B+ in your GPA. So that's how one grade, that's why you have to evaluate every course. That way you're not evaluating every class. You want to evaluate every course to see what the impact would be of that one course on your GPA. That's the easiest way to do it. Look at what your GPA is now. When the final grade posts, if the grade that posts is higher than your GPA, keep the grade because it's going to help you. If the grade's lower than what your GPA is now, drop it. Not drop it, but request pass no credit, which will then drop the grade from your GPA calculation. All right, so that's the easiest way to do it. It's really simple.
Alexa?
Good morning.
Good morning.
So my question for you is when is the actual date by which the professors are going to upload the final grades into the system? Because I've heard different things from different people, and I know some of my professors don't even upload grades at all, so I don't even know how I'm doing in some of my classes, honestly. So when will we be able to go in and see our transcripts and see exactly what our grades are for the semester?
I'll take it. So the professors are supposed to the week of Christmas. That's when they're supposed to have their grades uploaded. But sometimes they may be a little late. So definitely within the week after Christmas, you'll see something. It should not go past that week.
So to even be more specific, grades are technically due the 24th. But we all know professors sometimes might be a little slow in regards to that. So they might technically move into that following week and whatnot. But you should have your grades by the week of the 4th of January. And also the GPAs will be updated, all that good stuff.
Thank you.
Christopher, is your hand still up?
Oh, sorry, no.
Okay,
Thank you.
no problem.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes. Is it Pooja speaking?
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh, sorry. Was anyone else speaking?
Yeah, Pooja, just give me 1 second. Whoever else is speaking, you could go ahead first, and then Pooja will be next.
Okay. Hello.
Yes.
You hear me now? Okay, no problem. So I want to ask you the question, like, if I pass the class, like the way you say we have to wait and check the grade before, how the grade can affect your GPA before to use the pass no credit. And now in this case, like, I don't want, example, if I don't want the B+, but all my classes, maybe I get B+, I don't want them because they can maybe drop my GPA and I choose pass no credit. I want to know the credit for my graduation will increase or decrease, because how people can know that I took that class already, like, because I need 120 credit, and how I can get the credit for that classes. So that will affect my credit, but not my GPA. I want to know that.
No, so it's actually the other way around. So you passing the class, taking the pass no credit option, you're still fulfilling the requirement. So you're getting credit for that class. So the grades will not be factored into your GPA. So it's actually the other way around the way you're understanding it. So you're getting the credits in the pass for the class and fulfilling the requirement, but you won't get the change in your GPA.
Okay, so my grade will increase, but my GPA will stay the same. So
So your credits will increase, your GPA remains the same. Yes.
So, what question is it? About the financial aid, like they say, example, the financial aid, like how the financial aid look or the grade, they look at the cumulative GPA by semester.
Your overall GPA.
Oh, okay. So you have to make sure you fill up the qualification, like for financial aid, like if it's a 3.0 3.5, you have to make sure your cumulative GPA have to be 3.5. In this case, you are safe. But if you find out like it's no the right, so that means you can get any issue with financial aid.
So this actually is the benefit for you. So that's what we're asking you to evaluate each grade, just to make sure you don't fall below 2.5. So if you see it's going to drop your GPA, it's best to do the pass no credit.
Okay, that's great. Thank you.
Pooja?
Hi, I had a question. So let's say like there is a class, like for instance, you got an internship for the summer and it's in like audit, but you're taking that class right now and then you get like a C and you take the no credit. Does it look bad to that employer that, oh, for that internship that you're taking, you got a C and you got like a credit, like a pass credit, but does it look bad in a way?
Mr. Loman or Dean Castillo, you guys want to take on this?
So no. So from what we've heard from companies and everything is they are viewing pass no credit, where if you get a pass, they know you passed the course, so they know you got a C or above. They know that if you get a no credit, they're viewing it more or less as a withdrawal, meaning that you didn't complete the course, you didn't satisfy the requirements. So I would say if you earn a C and if that C is going to bring your GPA down, go on ahead and request pass no credit because you're going to want to make sure that your GPA is not affected. Having a lower GPA, that's going to hurt you more than having the pass on your record.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
All right, Alexa, you have another question?
Yeah, I have another question for you, Mr. Loman. So I'm stuck right now because the way it's looking, I'm not gonna give like exactly what I'm getting, but like right now my cumulative is at a point to where if I don't get an A in every class, then I should take a P.
Yep.
Like, is that okay if I get like one A and all the other classes are P's? But technically that's below the GPA, so I'm like, that's fine. That's how you're supposed to do that.
Yeah, I had a student last semester, for example, who was in the same boat. They had a 4.0. Then they tried to take Fed Tax, Advanced Accounting, and Auditing all in the same semester. It did not go well, but they passed all 3 classes. So they just went on ahead and requested pass no credit for their entire semester. Their GPA is still a 4.0. The requirements are still met. They still got their credits. Their GPA just was not impacted. So yeah, so if you're in the type of thing where anything lower than an A is going to bring your GPA down, go on ahead and request pass no credit for anything that you don't earn an A in, because the point of this policy is to help you with your GPA. That is the only thing that this impacts and the only thing that's a benefit for. So anything that's going to bring your GPA down, pass no credit that, so that way you can get the maximum benefit, keep your GPA as high as you can.
That's the first time I'm hearing something like that. So, all right. Yeah, I definitely have to consider taking it for a lot of my classes now. Thank you.
Sure.
Hi, Christopher, is your hand still up or is that from before?
Oh, no, it's still up. So you were saying for the minimum for pass is C?
Yeah, C or above.
Awesome. Thank you.
No problem.
Yeah, if you guys get a D or an F, it should be an automatic pass no credit. You shouldn't even think about that. The only way you may want to consider keeping or not doing pass no credit for a D would be in a general education course, like a history, a literature, a science, something like that. Because technically you need a D or above to satisfy your general education courses. But so you have a decision to make. Do you want to retake the general education course? So if you don't want the GPA hit, you can request pass no credit. You'll get an NC, but that requirement's no longer going to be marked as complete. So you do have to think carefully about that one. That would be one that I recommend definitely talking to your advisor about. But besides that, if it's a business class and you get a D or an F, obviously, automatically pass no credit. Don't even wait on that one.
Thank you.
All right, I don't see any other hands up. Does anyone else have any other questions? Anything that was unclear? Feel free to unmute yourselves. All right, it's a lot of people on here. So if there's anything other than pass no credit, we'll take a few questions. Anything that's not extensive that you would need to meet with your academic advisor for. So if anyone has any general questions, we'll be happy to answer them. Other than that, if you don't have anything, thank you for joining us. You can go ahead and log off, but if you do have a few questions you wanted to ask, you can stay on for a few minutes.
Yeah,
Thank you
hello.
for giving this session.
Thank you for joining.
Hello.
Hi, you go ahead and ask your question.
Okay, great. Thank you. So I joined the session just a little bit late, and I just want to make sure I have this clear. How exactly do you register for the pass and fail for a course?
So if you log into your My Rutgers portal, you're under your My Grades tab or widget. I don't know how you have your page laid out, but under the My Grades widget, you'll see it there as an option. So it'll be available tomorrow, December 15th, and you have until January 12th. So everything's done there through your My Rutgers portal.
Oh, okay, that's perfect. All right. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
You're welcome. You too.
Hi, I have a question.
Sure.
So I was just wondering how having a pass or credit, no credit on your transcript is going to look like if I'm going to apply for grad school. Like, is that going to look bad on my application?
Ms. Stormer, you could take it since we answered in the past.
No. So from the graduate programs that we've talked to, which is the RBS grad program, the Rutgers University non-business school graduate programs, other graduate programs in the area that students commonly go to, whether they're New York, Michigan, Illinois, the common programs that a lot of our students go to. Those programs are not viewing pass no credit any differently than traditional grades. These schools are all going through a lot of the same stuff that we're doing. They're offering pass no credit as well, encouraging students to take pass no credit as well, if need be. So no, it's not going to be viewed any differently. Basically, if you get a P or like a pass, they know you got a C or above, so you satisfied the requirement. If you got a no credit, they know you did not complete that requirement. So if it's going to help you, meaning help your GPA stay at a higher level, you should go on ahead and definitely take pass no credit. Because I think having the lower GPA is going to have a larger negative impact than any impact pass no credit would have. So you want to keep your GPA as high as you can. So if pass no credit is going to help you, definitely request pass no credit.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Sure.
I have a question.
Yes.
So if we choose no credit for the class and we retake the class, will it replace the no credit grade? Like in the future semesters?
So the no credit's not a grade. It's basically filling in for where the grade would be. So that NC will always be on your record. There's no way to remove that because you're taking the course this semester. But that NC is not being factored into your GPA. So what will happen is once you retake the course and you pass the class and you get whatever grade you earn, that grade will then be factored into your GPA. So if you request a pass on credit this semester and you get an NC, that's on your record forever. But the grade's not your GPA. Once you retake the course, then the grade will be factored into your GPA.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions?
Hey, I had a general question.
Sure.
So I think I've been looking at my degree navigator and I'm having an issue with my stats. It was a transferred course and it was showing that it was transferred, and recently it says it's not transferred.
Dean Castillo, your turn.
Yeah, I'm going to take this one. So I apologize, but for some reason, Degree Navigator hates us this past month, and they have unlinked the equivalency for one of the statistics courses. If it counted before and you saw it before, it will be fixed. It's not a problem. You can absolutely email. You can email me. I'll put my message, my email in the chat. We are in the process of fixing it. It just takes a half a minute to fix those things. But do not worry if you showed it before on your Degree Navigator. It is there.
Okay.
Can you still hear me okay?
Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem. I'm putting my email address in the chat.
Hi, any other questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
I have like a very specific situation where the pass no credit. I was told by my counselor that it's tied into my like financial aid acceptance. Is that something that you know that affects that type of situation where it can affect your financial aid acceptance?
Mr. Loma, do you want to take that? Or do you want me to take it?
Sure. So that's the type of situation where, generally speaking, financial aid and passive credit really don't have too big of an impact on one another, but it really just truly depends on your specific aid package. So what I would suggest is that you contact your financial aid advisor, so that way they can look into your specific aid package and see if there would be any issues or concerns regarding passive credit for you. I'm hoping and thinking that's what your advisor meant in regards to that. Because generally speaking, for most students, pass no credit does not touch financial aid, but we do encourage students to talk with their financial aid advisor just to make sure their specific package is not going to be affected or have any issues.
Hi, any other questions from the floor? Feel free to unmute yourselves.
I have a question.
Sure.
I joined a little late, so I don't know if you guys already answered this, but in your personal opinion, do you think it's better to use pass or fail to maintain a 4.0 or get like a B+ in a class, for example?
Mr. Loman went over it a little while ago, but say, for instance, if you're at a 4.0 right now and you see that one of your grades is going to be a B+ and it's going to drop your 4.0 GPA, that's a situation where you would definitely utilize the pass no credit. But we are asking that you do wait till you get all your grades so you can make a sound decision.
All right, got it.
I mean, in my view, you want to keep your GPA as high as you can and do whatever you can to keep your GPA as high as you can. So if you have the option to keep that 4.0, meaning that you're going to pass no credit a B+, I would still say go for it. Because that 4.0 is going to look a little bit shinier than a 3 point whatever it might be. So since you have the option, since you have the policy, and since they're offering this, I would definitely encourage you to take advantage of it to keep your GPA as high as you can, regardless if it's a 4.0, 3.0, or keep you above a 2.0.
All right. Thank you.
No problem. Hi, if there's no more questions, you guys can go ahead and sign off. Thank you for attending. We will remain here for a few more minutes if you did have a question. All right. Masiata, are you still here?
Thank you for all the answers.
No problem.
Thank you so much. Great.
You too. Gripen, do you have any other questions? Should I let him go, guys? Well, he's logging up now. I see it. Should I lock the room or leave it open? I think you're muted.
Are you going to hang out, Danielle, or do you just... I think it's probably fine. We can probably just end it.
I'll hang out for a few minutes because in the past I've seen them come in at 10:50 and it's like someone's in the waiting room.
Yeah, if you don't mind hanging out, if you need me, let me know. I'll jump back in.
Okay.
All right. See
We'll
you.
be going for 11 o'clock.
Oh, I'll give you a call. It's 11:30, but I'll give you a call on Teams.
Okay.
Yeah, it is 11:30, right? Because I have an 11 o'clock appointment. Yeah. Yeah, I got a student at 11, and then as soon as that's done, I'll give you a call at 11:30.
Okay.
Awesome. See ya.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.